drafted in 96, going into the 96-97 season, right? Going into my sophomore year, I get an opportunity to see the Lakers play in the Thomas and Mack Center. Now, remind you, he's drafted in 96. Thomas and Mack Center. That man hit him with that crossover. I believe it was on Chris Whitney, if I'm not mistaken. The crossover. The right to left crossover. To the hole. Bang out on Ben Wallace. Me and my boy were right there. Front row. Crazy. Going nuts. Ooh, that was hard. One of my favorite memories of Code. Another one of my favorite memories of Code, of course, is that 2000 finals, dog. Like, we can talk about the Sacramento series. We can talk about the Phoenix series. We can talk about that heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, gut-curling series that was the Portland Trailblazers. But when my man was in the finals and he hit them with the lay down, y'all, chill out, y'all, I got this, man. And the 81, man, and my boys will attest to this. One day I'm going to have my boys on here so we can kind of chop it up. That 81 night, man, I'm still hot to this day. I wasn't watching that game live. We had a tournament that, not a tournament, sorry. I was an adult at the time. We had a adult league game. And you know, it's just a random game in January, right? In 2006, it's a random game. Who cares about this game? It's Toronto Raptors, man. Like, I know Chris Bosh is good. They got Jalen Rose and Mike James, and I believe was Thaddeus Young on that team. I believe he might have been on that team. Charlie Villanueva, you name it, I remember that team, right? Mo Peterson was getting most of that buckets that night. Mo Peterson was getting cooked. Jalen got some work that night. Charlie Villanueva got some work, but Mo Peterson was getting his bell rung all night. But we're having a league game. Oh, man, we'll watch the game when we get back to the crib. We get in the game, and my memory's kind of fuzzy when it comes to the game itself, the league game. I can't remember if we won or not. I know we had to drop our boy off. He lived in the Crenshaw district over in, not necessarily South Central, but, South L.A., you know what I mean, in the Crenshaw area. So we had to make sure we dropped him off at home, and then we hopped in on 110. And mind you, this is 2006. This ain't the cell phone era where guys can watch the game on your phone. If you on the road, you got to listen to Chick to be able to hear about the game. Ain't no watching the game on your phone. So we're kind of like, we'll listen to music. We ain't really even tripping about the game. We'll watch the game on Fox. At the time, it was on Fox, right? On Prime Ticket. So we'll watch the game and we'll watch the highlights when we get home, or we'll catch the end of the fourth quarter. Hopefully, Kobe is killing like he was killing all that year. But man, it was just like, I remember riding in the car. It was my boy, Mr. This True Now, my boy S. Dot, myself, and my boy Dev. We're in the car. And I remember this to this day. Like I said, the adult league game is fuzzy. But the car ride home from the adult league game, I remember driving by the Staples Center. I was in the passenger seat. My boy was driving. And I believe it was my boy, Mr. This True Now, was like, damn, man, Staples Center looks like it's lit up a little brighter than it normally is. True story. It's exactly what he said. Now, mind you, this is while the game is going on. Then my boy, his pops calls. Hey, man, are you guys watching the Laker game? And he was like, nah, pops, we got a, we had an adult league game. We just dropped Liz off. We're on our way back to the apartment now. Man, y'all got to turn the game on. Turn Chick on. So we stopped the music. I believe we were listening to like Jay-Z at the time or something like that. And stop the music. Turn the game on. He said, Kobe's got 60. Huh? Coach got 60. Was it like near the end of the game? What? In the third quarter. Turn the game on. Turn the game on. Turn the game on. Like man, Chick was going nuts. I loved it. You got, I believe it was Sunderland was calling the game. You had, I'm sorry, no, he wasn't. Bill McDonald was calling the game. He was filling in for Sunderland. So when we were listening to Chick, and Chick was going ballistic. Well, he's got 60. You feel me? Can he get to 70? Can he get to... Hell, man, he might get to 100. That's what we're thinking in the car. This dude is going nuts. This dude was going so ham that year that I swear my homeboy was driving like 110 on the freeway trying to get back to the crib so we can catch the fourth quarter of this game. That was how real that was. I remember that to this day. That's one of my most vivid, cold memories. That and the next memory that I can remember, man, that really encapsulate Kobe's like career. Obviously, everyone's gonna bring up that 60-point last game because it shows you like how fitting for a man to go out in his career in his last basketball game to get 60 and come back and beat the Utah Jazz, even though they were already eliminated from the playoffs, but they were still playing hard because once the old man's giving you buckets, you ain't trying to let the dude get 60. You know what I mean? Like, this old man ain't gonna give me 60 on the last game. But the moment that really got me, again, it seems to be I'm caught in the car in these big ass moments, right? Where these things are happening. I'm in the whip, you know what I'm saying, trying to find something. So 2010 Game 7 Finals. This is when Hollywood was popping. It was so jumping. We normally used to go to the spot called Cap City off of Cahuenga. If you're from LA and you're partying around that time, you understand what Cap City is. Cap City was the spot. But Cap City was crazy. We couldn't even get into Cap City. So we're going to another bar that's right across the street from it. But we're trying to find a spot. I got my cousin calling me. Man, you watching this game, dog? We might lose, man. Cole can't hit shit. Cole's bricking his ass off. Cole can't do shit. He's rebounding, though, but he can't do shit. They're killing us. Man, we're driving, trying to find a spot. Because, mind you, we're trying to get it in. We're trying to hit the club. We're trying to... Game 7, Lakers win. People are partying. People are drinking. People are smoking. People are doing everything. We're trying to get it in. We know if the Lakers win, it's about to be popping that night. And, man, I tell you, we get into this club. I think it was the Federal, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was the Federal. We went to the Federal. Zach Randolph was in there. A couple other stars were in there. A bunch of Boston fans were in there. And they were going nuts. Oh, Lakers suck. Beat LA. Beat LA. Fuck LA. Fuck LA. All kind of shit, right? I bumped... This guy will never remember it. You know, I'm an insignificant pawn in this world of life, right? I bumped Zach Randolph. Man, oh, my bad. He's like, man, dog. Like, and the homeboy, Charlie Raw was with us. And it was like, hey, you think you get with Cole? He's like, nah. He shook his head, nah. Not like he was scared of the man, but everybody recognized real, right? And I was like, man, it might be over for us. And I'm Lakered out. It might be over for us. I don't trip, no, man. That's Cole out there. Cole gonna go to work. That's exactly what he said. Now, mind you, I'm a grown-ass man. I really don't be like to be called little man. No, but I mean, the man is 6'9", 6'10". I'm little to the nigga. I'm 5'11". You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was in shape. But at the time, I'm like 150 soaking wet. No. I'm giving myself a little too much credit. I was about 175 in my prime. I'm not putting extras on it, y'all. I was 175 in my prime. So, not so much right now. I'm about 200. But, I'm like, man, I don't know. He's like, oh, don't trip. Cole got this, right? Cole got this. I'm like, all right, well, Cole got this then, right? Let's see what's up. And, man, he was bricking. But Pau Gasol was going to work. But as he was bricking, board, dime, layups, steals, switching on defense. That was the most hellacious. You could tell that the pressure was getting. He wanted to win so bad that the pressure wasn't necessarily getting to him, but it wasn't allowing him to really like hone in and calm his game down, right? That you could just tell it was like, man, the moment was really that big, and he never seemed like a moment was too big for him. And it seemed like offensively that moment was too big for him. But it wasn't too big for him to do everything else in the court. And that's one of the best things I remember about Cole. Cole was like, man, I was shot 7 for 26 or some shit. And 15 rebounds, 7 assists, like a couple blocks, 3 steals. The man was balling. And I tell you, that was one of my favorite moments of Cole. And mind you, Game 7, Boston Celtics, the last 2 superstars that we had before we had LeBron did not have losing records against the Celtics. I'm just saying. Did not have losing records against the Celtics. Ever since, Bill Russell left the building, we'd have been kicking their ass. I just want to be real. They got one off on us with Larry Bird, and they got one off on us with Paul Pierce. But what they didn't do is get more off on us than we won, right? So I'm really, 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 really sad that he's gone. Sad that we lost the other individuals on that helicopter. I'm sad that the world did not get a chance to see the absolute monster that I believe Gigi would have been on the basketball court, the absolute monster that Cole would have been in the business world, in the world of entertainment, especially in the movie industry and the educational side of things, where he was really trying to give young black women and young athletes another outlet for themselves with the Mamba Sports Academy, as well as with his educational books that he was kind of developing for children through the lens of sports. I think that he was going to be doing excellent things, and his daughter was just going to follow right along in his footsteps. I believe his daughters right now are going to follow along in his footsteps. His wife is the realest. Let's just call it what it is, man. That woman is super powerful. That woman has got so much strength, so much resilience, so much just presence. And she means so much to the city of LA that I don't even know if she understands how much her and her family, especially her now, with her having to be this front-facing spokesperson for the Bryant family, she's killing it with flying colors and then some, right? I will say, one thing I will say, homegirl, is we got to do something about these damn shoes. We have got to do something about these shoes. Matter of fact, we got to do something about all these shoes at Nike, with the exception. Some of the Jordans are starting to loosen up a little bit just because people are kind of losing a little bit of the luster of trying to rush to every single colorway and pair. There's only those special ones that are now in that realm where you can't grab them. But, man, we got to do something about these Cobes, man. We all want Cobes. I mean, I wanted the Halos. I was there ready to go. As soon as it hit 7, boom, give me my shoes. Put me in the drawer. Wait till the drawers close. I don't get them. I'm over. I live in Los Angeles, but I got to work in Moore Park. You know what I'm saying? And people don't know that's in the Ventura County area. They had the day before his birthday, they had reservations to be able to potentially get the physical shoes at an actual store. But because I'm outside of the area, even though I live in this area, I don't get an opportunity to get the shoes. Then you have the emergency shock drop on 8/24 where you drop the 4 Cobes, what they called, I call them the Grinches. I don't know what they were, green apples. Yeah, the green apples they had, the Mambacitas, and then the Gigi ones, and then the Bruce Lees, and then the Olympic Golds. You had all 4 of those shoes out there, and I can't get one of them. We can't get one of them. All these bots, these resellers are killing the game. I understand that We charge way too much for these shoes, so they create this high